So now let's look at the probability that I get more than 4 sums of 10 in 50 rolls. So now we're going to use the idea here of the less than or equal to by using our binomial distribution function that's built into Excel. But what I have to realize is that the probability of getting more than 4 sums, sorry, not more than or equal to, more than 4 sums is going to be equal to 1 minus the probability that I get less than or equal to 4. So getting more than 4 sums is getting 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 all the way up to 50. So the probability that I get more than 4 sums is the same as 1 minus the probability that I get 4 or less, including 4, 3, 2, 1, or none. It's possible I roll 2 dice 50 times and I never get a sum of 10. So the probability that I get greater than a 4 is the same as 1 minus the probability that I get 4 or less sums of a 10. Now our probability function, the way that it's designed, is going to be less than or equal to. So I can calculate, first let's determine what x is. X is going to be 4 because it's actually going to be 4 and 5. It's actually going to be 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10 and so on all the way up to 50 because those are all the values you could take on. So what we're saying is because x is going to be less than or greater than 4, which is 5 or greater, I'm actually going to calculate this. I want to calculate this probability. And so x is going to be 4, n is going to be 50, and now I have to remember what the probability of rolling a sum of 10 is. Now, if you remember from rolling a sum of 10, do you remember our table from our problem set? So when looking at that table of values that has the 36 dice rolls in it, looking at a sum of 10, there are 3 ways I can roll a 10. So there's 3 ways out of 36 ways that I can roll a 10. And remember, in this case, rolling a 10 is a success. So this is the probability of success. So the probability of rolling a 10 is 0.8333. So I'm going to find the probability of getting less than 4 or equal to 4 using my binomial distribution formula. So this is going to be x, number of trials, probability of success, and then true. I want this to be cumulative. I want it to include x equals 0, and x equals 1, and x equals 2, and x equals 3, and x equals 4. When I do that, I get 0.5945. Now remember, the thing I was looking for originally is 1 minus this value. So the probability that I get more than 4 of these sums is going to be equal to, I don't want this part, it's going to be equal to 1 minus this value. And so there's a 40.5% chance that I'm going to roll more than 4 sums of 10 and 50 rolls. And I can do that just using the formula. So remember, this formula is always going to give me either the exact number of successes that I get, if I put a false here, or it's going to give me the number of successes less than or equal to a number if I put a true here. And so we have to rewrite the problems if we're asking for more than a certain number of sums. Or if I even said less than 4 sums, I can't put 4 here. I'd have to put 3 here, because this always calculates less than or equal to, not less than. So I have to pay special attention to the fact that this is a less than or equal to and not a less than. Or I have to pay special attention to whether we want exactly a certain number of values. All right, in the next video, we're going to go through some more problems, just like the one we just went through. And we'll do that in more detail just to give us some more practice.